this song was sampled from a Bhojpuri sample. From a Bhojpuri song, there was a sample taken and it was chopped into pieces and a beat was made out of that. So when I play the intro of the song, I'm not saying anything on the intro. The reason I'm not saying is because I wanted people to hear the sample. It's kind of funny. Here, this is how it goes. So first, in the intro, we just started the sample. We just played the raw sample without any drums, so that people get to know that they're getting into something really interesting. Because this kind of a sound was very rare in the hip hop underground back then. Nobody used these kind of beats. Everybody would normally go for like a melody played from an instrument. But this is sampled. The reason why we sampled also this song is because that's how hip hop beats actually evolved. Initially, hip hop beats were made out of breaks, which a DJ would take a loop from a song, like maybe a jazz or a blues song.
Yeah.
He would put that on his turntable and he would put a break on it, where the sample would keep on playing in loops. Like for an example, in Eminem's song "My Name Is," they have used a loop from a jazz song, and Dr. Dre has looped it and he's put his elements on it, and that's how initially like DJs would produce beats for MCs, and the MCs would rap on it. So we wanted to do something kind of similar with this, because Hip Hop Bajega is a song where I'm talking about hip hop, where I'm talking about what hip hop is and how strong it is. So I had to do everything the classic way, the traditional way. So this song is a very traditional hip hop song from maybe like the 80s or the 90s hip hop format in the West. The next, as we said, we first built up, we first have a built up. So my sample that I played was my built up. Then the producer brings in the drums, which is a very important element of a hip hop beat. There you go. Yeah. So these drums were brought in by the producer just so that people know that this song is all about dancing. It's all about those b-boy moves, and the loop that he has tried to use also are the same loops which used to be he's chopped those samples from hip hop tracks or or some other music piece that he found, and he's put them all together to make it sound like that. Now what I'm going to do is, as soon as this gets over, I jump into the verse. But here, to break the monotony of the drums and of the sample, we've put in pauses, which you will hear when I play it. Yeah. Yeah. So these first 4 lines, what I did was I removed all the drums. I only kept the bass line of the track. So what happened was that the people were expecting the drums to be there, but the surprise was they only have to hear to my lyrics right now. Nothing else on the beat is taking their attention. Not the drums, not the sample, it's just the bass line and my words, because it was very important for me to do that. This song is a very lyrical song. Hip hop started as a revolution in the West. It was against the system, against the the racism that was going on in America, which was against African Americans and Latin Americans. So it started as a revolution. It started as a voice. In this song also, I've tried to be a voice for my country. Because my style is very funny, you will find my lyrics very witty, but there's something to think about. What I'm talking about are real issues that are going on in our country. I wanted to keep it like that with this. Even though it's a funny song, I wanted to talk about important and serious stuff in a funny way, because that's what hip hop is all about. That's why it started. That's the root of it. So I wanted people to sonically like pay attention to whatever lyrics I'm saying. That's the reason why I took away all the elements that would grab their attention and just focused on the lyrics when I started my verse. Pause. Okay, how I started this verse was, I became an MC. What an MC does, he's a master of ceremonies, or also he's known somebody as who moves the crowd, or the microphone controller. So basically, I'm supposed to talk to my audience like as if I'm addressing them. That's why I said hip hop ko le mat tu halke mein chalte mein bole, as if I'm talking to them and telling them that you don't take hip hop lightly, because it has a lot of power. So when I was saying things like milegi jagah tujhe bus mein, bhulega sab wade kas mein, ye time hai karega khoti to crime hai. So I'm just trying to say things that in our city things are like this. There's no time, people don't have time, people fight for, because we are an overpopulated country and a city, there's a lot of scarcity of things like travel, transport, hospitals, etc. So I wanted to address all these things, so that's what I'm saying in the first verse. It's a 16 bar verse because classic hip hop has 16 bars in a verse. I have done the similar thing. This is a very classic hip hop structure. So let me tell you, my intro starts with I don't know how many bars. The drums,
There was four bars of sample and then another 4.
Yeah, there was 4 bars of plain sample and then another 4 bars of the drums, and then I get into a 16 bar verse where I'm talking about these issues. I think we can move forward the song
hook,
because if you okay, this part, just this part. So what happened was that I tried to play a character in this. I tried to be an actor with changing my voice, trying to sound like someone very earthy, very desi. Like even more desier than how we are in Bombay. The reason I did that is because when I was talking about a political connect, I was talking something about politics, that only the government and the politicians are happy and the janta is very sad. That's what I was trying to say. So I wanted to make it sound funny, so I said it in a funny tone. We also put some effects on it, like to make it sound funny.
Effect,
yeah, see, this song is a very different approach because it's witty. I'm trying to get some comic elements into it. So that's my thinking. That's how I was thinking when I was making a song. So I thought, let's do that. I've actually got a lot inspired from Method Man, Redman, Eminem, all these guys who would make songs like this. So this was my inspiration for hip hop. So that's why I tried to do it in this song.
Yeah.
Now I would like to push it to the chorus, because the chorus is something that I really thought of, because this line, hip hop bajega to sabki bajegi, people love this line. Just more than the song, they love this line. I'm sure you also, you also think
it's a chant.
It's a chant because it's trying to say that hip hop is great and we are here to take over. And every hip hop fan or every artist believes in this line that hip hop, when hip hop comes, sabki bajegi, matlab tum sabki waat lagne wali hai. So that's what I'm trying to say. So this line, I wanted people to take it like an anthem. I wanted people to chant this line, so I made it very repetitive.
Yeah.
And that's how classic hip hop hooks used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. Okay, so in this, I've also changed the drums, because as I told you, I like to have like a kick drum with my line when it ends, because it gives more power. So when I was saying hip hop bachega, so I wanted to be like I wanted it to be like, agar somebody gets like a big dhol or something, he can play that and he can sing that chant. I wanted it to sound that grand, like, as if it's on the Bombay streets. It's like how Ganpati Visarjan bands are. I wanted to create that whole feeling. That's why I gave it like tuk 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 tuk. That's a very common, drum pattern in the Ganpati Visarjan, tasha, dhol tasha. It's like Puneri dhol kind of thing. So I tried to incorporate that in a hip hop beat, which I think, I don't know, it sounds.
Yeah, no, 100%
sounds.
It sounds great.
Now, in the hook, there is a build up. So I first said my hook very slowly, and then next when I go to the second part of the hook, which is the next 4 bars, it goes all busy and it all goes up. Now you're mellow. Now we go up. So what I was trying to do here was that make this chant like, as loud as I can. But I wanted again people to pay attention to my lyrics. So now I cannot let the beat go as busy as it was. So when the verse comes, I again took a pause. See, for the first 2 lines, I just wanted people to know that he's come back with his verse now. The same thing that he did before, he's come back. Now there's something more that he's trying to say. Here I'm talking about, again, like politics. There are like, I use a lot of like, punches that that catch people's attention, like using metaphors as we spoke about in the writing session. I use that is because when it works for me, when my first line, my strength is my lyrics, to be very honest, because I started as a battle rapper, as a text MC. So that's why, as I said, like when in a structure, something that you're good at, we try to place that first. So I do that same thing with my verses as well. So here I've tried to say like a very witty punchline, and I've removed all the drums again. There's only the bass line playing or the sample playing, which we have reversed. So what I told the producer here was, when I start the second verse, please reverse the sample to break the monotony of the sample. Because also sonically, if you hear the sample, it gets very, very irritating to your ears because it's very high note, it's very sharp. So I had to think that, like, so this was an idea which I applied, that when I thought that the sample that I'm using is now getting monotonous, I need to change the monotony. So we flipped it, we reversed it. And then we chopped it a little bit, we gave it a little bit of pauses, and then we made a new sample out of something that was already there. And the second word sounds totally different, but it's just in the same rhythm as the first one. So there's no like, you know, a break in the rhythm, but there's still, you know, different moods which were created by changing the sample. Giving an example, if you hear this song again, the first sample was, and now it's like, so it is just reversed, but now it's become a totally new sample and a totally new tune, you know, and that's what gives you like, you know, variation in your beat or in your song structure. Yeah. Okay, this part. So what? I don't know what one day I was chilling with my friend who actually mixed this song, and he's chopped all those samples and everything for us while mixing it. His name is DJ Blunt. He told me that if after every 4 bar, if your beat variates, then your beat will never get monotonous. I tried to apply that over here. Maybe that's his experience that he passed on to me, but I would say, why not? Let's try it out. Because a classic hip hop song for an Indian audience would get definitely monotonous because it's the loop, it's the same loop.
And it only changes every 8 bars or 16
exactly.
bars. Like
yeah, exactly. So
minor changes as well.
Yeah, so he gave me an idea because our audience they are very like, you know, passive listeners, and their attention span is very low. The Indian audience, they just deviate from a topic within seconds. So yeah, so he gave me an idea saying you change your beat every 4 bars. Maybe remove the sample for the next 4 bars, add them back again after 4 hours, and then remove something else in those 4 hours.
4 bars.
Sorry.
4 hours.
Sorry.
4 bars.
Yeah, change something in those next 4 bars. So that way, people also would be like, okay, I'm getting to hear something different after every 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we try to do here. Also, it changes my flow of lyrics. If I've written a line, I might say it differently on a different pattern of drums. Then we again a 16 bar verse where I'm talking about issues like, you know, women issues and job issues that we have in our country, etc. And then I end the song with another hip hop Bajega to Sabki Bajegi chorus. But to bring a little bit of surprise elements, I've changed and tweaked the lyrics a little bit in the outro when I'm finishing the song, because here I knew कि अभी तो like ये hook खत्म होएगा तो लोग definitely intro सुनने नहीं वाले हैं, मेरा गाना उधर ही बंद होने वाला है, but मैं चाहता हूँ कि पूरा गाना सुने. What I did was that the last chorus was very heavy, it was very, very loud, and I tried to bring as much energy as I can. But now even I have realized कि अब बस लोग थक गए रहेंगे. The B-boys also might be tired. Let's go down. This was my mood. Okay, so I thought that let's now bring the beat down, but I'll still keep singing the chorus because I need to hammer that particular line into my audience's head, into their mind. Hip hop bajega. So I kept it and I kept on continuing saying hip hop bajega. So hip hop bajega. So, but now I decided that I should say something else of just saying sabki bajegi. I said different things कि hip hop bajega तो और क्या क्या होएगा, तेरी सुजेगी, सबकी लगेगी, सबकी फटेगी. all those kind of things, because that comes as a surprise from the monotony. When you're listening to the same line again and again and again and again, and then in your mind the audience might be thinking that अरे अभी ये लगता है यही बोलते रहेगा, but I said something and they'll be like, oh क्या बोला? You know, so that's what I try to do here. Like,
तेरी बजेगी हिप हॉप बजेगा इसकी बजेगी हिप हॉप बजेगा तुम सबकी सूझेगी हिप हॉप बजेगा तो बजेगी 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 बजेगी.
I really love outros because outros is where I can, like, you know, let myself go even more. Because अभी मेरे को मालूम है मेरे को जो बोलने का था मैंने बोल दिया. Abhi, I'm just going to go out and, like, you know, say whatever I want, experiment. So I started changing the tone of my beat, doing little pauses, breaking it down a little bit. And that's how you end the song. It's like, जो बोलना था बोल दे, अब मैं जा रहा हूँ, bye. लेकिन और अच्छे के लिए आऊँगा वापस.